Hello there and welcome to part 2 of the motorcycle jumper video. This is what I have done up to this point, and hopefully you've at least got the perimeter of the outside. I experimented a little bit with the wheel, and I'll show you what I did with that in just a moment. But I want to emphasize a couple things that you may want to make a few more edits before you continue. I left a few places that weren't quite cut out, like around his foot right there and around his mask. And I just wanted to show you, let's say that I zoomed out here and I noticed that I've still got some sky under his neck right there, and I'd like to make that go away. Well, if you didn't figure this out, just remember you can zoom in as far as you want, and then you go over here to eraser and you can make that eraser all the way down to a 1, and you can basically go in and just almost make them disappear by pixel. And that's about as fine of editing as you're going to be able to do. Then just hit Control -sign a couple of times, and you can really kind of clean that up depending how picky you are on the edits. Like that, I wouldn't mind getting rid of some of the blue there around his foot because that's all going to show up in the background when I bring in my other photo here in a minute. So I think I mentioned earlier, sometimes I like to actually just go just slightly into the picture where it's just not noticeable that there was a different background there before. So anyway, I'm not going to keep going too much further on that, and you don't need to be too picky with it either. Just kind of have an understanding of how it works there, but I'll clean up under the engine just a little bit right there. So I messed around with the wheel here, and you can do that on your own. This isn't very nice here, and here I am getting a little OCD about it around the motorcycle fender. But sometimes I just have to tell myself that it's fine and I need to just go on. For the sake of purposes, I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to move on to the wheel. Again, if I don't change this wheel, if I don't get rid of it, it's going to look a little bit weird in there. So you can obviously zoom in there and take your eraser and just move it around. You could make the eraser a big enough size where, like, that's the 7 right there, and it almost does a fine job, almost taking care of everything. But I did grab my magic wand in here and click it just to see what would happen. That's what I was doing over there, and that kind of speeds up the process a little bit for me. And you can click it a couple more times, and it'll do that a little bit. That'll be interesting. Let's see what this does. Oh, that's trying to get rid of my whole picture, so that's probably not what I want to do. So let's go back to the eraser, and we will just continue. Whoops, I've got it deselected here. So let me try the eraser again. There we go. And just clean that up. So if you want to get in there and kind of make the wheel look a little bit better, you certainly can. And over here, it looks like the eraser is going to have to be a little bit smaller on the back wheel because there's more gear stuff. So take a minute if you haven't and try to make that transparent as well. Remember, everything that's showing up checkered, that's basically not going to be there when we bring in our other picture. Okay, so go ahead and hit pause and get that wheel cleaned up. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but get it to where you will be satisfied, because once we bring in the other picture, it's a little harder to make edits on the motorcycle, but it's not impossible. All right, so hit pause and get to work on that real quick. And there we have it. So that's going to do it for me for now for this. So now basically you have this image. If you select your selector tool up here, you can click and you can drag that image around. And you can actually, that was a mistake right there. I'm going to Control Z. There's another tool I will show you if you want to change the size of it. Don't change the size of it yet, because there's a tool that we have that can scale it for us. But what we're going to do now is go grab another picture. So go up to File and go to Open again. Now, it should be in the same place. You should be in the Fireworks folder, and if you're not sure, click on that arrow and you'll see right here it'll say DocShare CST Dunaway Intro Fireworks. That's right where we were. So typically it refers to the previous place where you grabbed a picture when you go to open pictures. There's one here called Great Wall of China. Just double click it or click on open, and now all of a sudden we have that. And I had forgot that that had a white background. Well, let's do a little bit of editing on this real quick, because I forgot about this. But it should be really easy for us because I touched this earlier. Real quick, click on the magic wand and click on the white area right there. And let's see, before I do that, look down here on tolerance and make sure that that number, make that down to like 30. And I'm going to click off of it and try it again. That should work a little bit better. And then hit the delete button. Now we have the picture of the Great Wall of China. Double click on there, or single click, I guess. And we now have the Great Wall of China picture. So if we want to bring the motorcycle into this picture here, I'm just going to, okay, what you'll notice here, I kind of jumped ahead because I forgot this is new for you guys. I've been doing this with my other classes. You're going to notice two tabs now. One says Motorcycle Jump 1, one says Great Wall of China. Okay, if you click on Motorcycle Jump 1, it's going to take you back to that guy. So it looks like this picture, the motorcycle picture, was bigger than the other one, and that's not an issue yet for us. So all we have to do is go there, do a right click, I'm sorry, not right click, you want to do Control C. Control C, that means copy. Okay, you want to copy that picture and then click over to the Great Wall of China, and then you want to do Control V. That didn't work. Hang on a second. Okay, I got it to work, and I undid it so I could show you in the video here. So make sure you have that selected. Control C. Hit those at the same time. Go to the Great Wall of China. Now make sure you click on the canvas somewhere, and now hit Control V. Now you're going to get this message that says the pasted image has a different resolution. Resample the image to match the document. Say don't resample, and there is your motorcycle jumping over the Great Wall of China. There's a lot of things we can still do here. You have two images that are on top, one's on top of the other. Okay. If you go over here to a menu, you should see it says Pages, Sliders, Layers. Click on the Layers button, and you're going to see it says Bitmap and Bitmap, and those are basically your two images there. So if you need to move the motorcycle, if you're having a hard time selecting it, you can just go over here. You can kind of see the motorcycle in that image, and you can click and move him around. And then you can click right here or on the picture to select that. I might try to see, I would be interested to see if I could make the Wall of China picture a little bit bigger. So if you go here to just under the selector tool and select, press on that arrow and select Scale tool, you can actually pull the size of that picture and keep it in proportion. Okay, so that's a little bit bigger. If we get too big, unfortunately, it's going to get kind of pixelated, and that's okay. It's not great. But now I could take my motorcycle. Now right now it's having a hard, oh, I'm sorry. You have to go up and click your selector tool, and then you can reselect the image. And then I could put that there, or I could put him riding on the Great Wall of China if I wanted to. I can't really turn him to make it look like he's driving up the wall, but this is kind of a fun thing to do it. Let's say I wanted the motorcycle to be a little bit smaller. Again, you want to go here to the Scale tool. Don't just click the corner and drag it, because that's going to mess up the proportion of the picture. When you use Scale tool, you can change it proportionally. So there you have the motorcycle flying over the Great Wall of China, and you could put him wherever you want. Right there. So now you have a new a picture, and essentially what you've done again is you've created two layers of pictures on top of each other. We could go in if we wanted to edit some of the Great Wall of China. We would select this right here, and we would grab our eraser tool, and if I don't know if I would want to erase a part of the building up here. We certainly could if we wanted to put something else in there. I really don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to just hit Control Z, put it back like it was. But there you have it, an introduction to Fireworks and how you can combine two photos into one and someday make a whole lot of money designing and editing photos in your future if you wish. So that's just an introduction. In the next class that if you sign up for next year, we do a lot more fun stuff in Photoshop editing. So I encourage you to consider that. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day.